Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Paranormal the New... No, that's the wrong show. What am I doing? This is Maniacal Music. I'm drinking too many Trulies tonight. Welcome back to the Right Now Show. Today's guest, proud to have Kieran from Best Picture Cast podcast, with a musical guest who, same name, different person, Kieran as well. And, of course, last but certainly not least, our host, Sky.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. And our special guest tonight, introduce yourself, Jeremy.
That's right. I'm Jeremy Bryant from Paranormal New Normal, Maniacal Music Musings, and The Asylum with Harley and Joker. I know I'm a busy man.
And then, Kieran, what exactly is your podcast and where can we find you?
Sure. It's Kieran B. And I host a podcast called Best Picture Cast. Just how it sounds, 3 words, Best Picture Cast. Find out wherever you get podcasts. We're on Twitter and Instagram, and we cover Best Picture winners right down the line. We mix them up in different years, but we go through the list and long form, a little kind of a panel of friends that are watching the movies and going through them. Not all super experts and stuff. It's more of a casual, hey, like, what do we think of this film sort of thing? And we have a good time with it. So that's Best Picture Cast. And happy to be here.
Glad to have you here. So as you said, you have covered many Best Picture winners on your show. What's like one Oscar-winning film that you think is criminally underrated and deserves a little bit more love than it gets?
Ooh, great question. And you know what happens is because the Oscars started in like the late 20s, so we're up to almost like 100 Best Picture winners at this point. So naturally, some of the older ones tend to get overlooked or forgotten, or you won't see them pop up on streaming devices as much.
Yeah, I don't know anything before like the 70s, like anybody who won.
Yeah, and so like if I want to go way back and find like an old school black and white one that I think still holds up today and people don't know much about, I'll go with The Lost Weekend from 1945. Basically about a degenerative alcoholic whose family's trying to get him, keep him away from the bottle, and he manages to elude them and have a little weekend on his own where he just kind of can do whatever he wants. And Billy Wilder's the director, really holds up today. And if I think of a more modern one that people know but maybe don't always revisit or look back at, I will go with Clint Eastwood's $1 Million Baby. I know it's like kind of a heavy film and people don't always love the subject material, but I think it really holds up and is kind of like a forgotten classic.
Isn't that a boxing movie?
It is, yeah, female boxer.
Oh, that's with the girls from Boys Don't Cry and Next Karate Kid, right? Oh,
Hilary
Swank, yeah.
Hilary Swank. Do you ever see that Office episode where they discussed if she's actually attractive or not?
Yeah.
Classic.
That's right.
Your
Go ahead. That right there is why I haven't seen a boxing movie. Sports movies I don't do unless I have to for a podcast or something.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I loved the 90s sports movies, honestly. Like the kids' movies. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Big Green, but it was a soccer movie.
Yeah, the soccer movie, yeah.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield's in that, wasn't he?
No, that was...
he's in Ladybugs.
Yeah. This one is with the guy from Police Academy, Steve Guttenberg.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have the curly-haired kid from the
Sandlot.
Yeah. As the goalie. It was a bad movie, but I loved it. I mean, I don't even know if it was a bad movie because I remember watching it since I was a kid. But I definitely the 90s. Oh, Angels in the Outfield. I just watched with my girl. Like anytime I could find some of these. I remember. I think Angels in the Outfield was my first movie I've ever seen in a movie theater that I can remember.
Oh, dang. Okay, you're a little bit younger than me then. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm 40.
I'm 37. How's that the first movie you saw in theaters?
Stayed away from the theaters for a little while.
Apparently.
Well, I didn't know. It came out, Angels in the Outfield came out in like 92, 93. I was like 8 or 9 at the time.
All right. I mean, I was going to say, the first movie I saw in theaters was Beauty and the Beast, and that was 91, and I was only like 3 years old. But
So I got the oldest then, and mine would be Oliver and Company, which I think is 89. That's the earliest one I remember.
Good movie, though.
That little Billy Joel action.
Oh, God, yeah.
So your Sub 50 Cup celebrates glorious bad movies like Flintstones and Teen Wolf. I like Flintstones and I like Teen Wolf. But what's the most unexpected, profound moment you found in one of these so-called guilty pleasures?
Yeah, as you said, once a year, just to kind of get us away from the Oscars and those kind of prestige type of quote unquote prestige type of films. We'll do a tournament on Twitter of all movies under 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. And whatever wins, we have to do a full episode on, just like we would do an episode on The Godfather or Schindler's List.
Oh.
So the first ever winner was Roadhouse. We've had Twins win. Airheads was a winner. And last year, I believe Man on Fire with Denzel Washington was one. So
how is Man on Fire in that ranking?
I know, right? The critics beat it up when it came out for whatever reason.
My mother, my brother watched that movie so many times when I was younger. Like, oh my God, like it's such a good movie. Like, how? I told John this on Twitter. Like, there's a lot of those movies in those polls. And I'm like, we need to talk about this because this is. I could do a full 3-hour discussion on all the movies in those polls that shouldn't be in there.
It's true.
How are all the Mighty Ducks movies in there? Like, my God,
I know they're all in there. The critics just were not digging the Ducks.
I get three. I get three. But two, I like two of the best, actually. I think I like most twos in sequels, actually.
You're crazy. Three's the best for the Mighty Ducks. When they go to prep school, like that's the best one.
Nah, that's my least favorite.
Them as teenagers, I like them as teenagers. Like, it added like a high school element to it all, and it made it fun.
I think that's the 3-year age gap between us there. Then, like, you being a little like 3 years younger, I think. I mean, at that point, I was over the Ducks. Maybe.
I mean, I didn't see any of those movies till after they were out already. I didn't know they existed until like I happened to catch them years later.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. See, I was in the theater for those. First
I could. They were all '90s movies, weren't they? Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I technically could have been, but I just
it came a little later in life. Yeah.
I mean, but the third one's classic. My God.
Yeah, one of my guilty pleasure picks this year was Jason Goes to Hell, which is like I think the 10th or 9th installment of the Jason series. There you go.
It wasn't 10. I thought that one had the X on. Is that the one that goes to hell?
That's when he goes to space.
Jason X is when he's in space.
Okay.
That's the first Jason movie that came out when I knew about Jason was Jason X, and oh my God! But I know it's number 9 because my favorite one is number 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Wow, cool. Definitely not my favorite, but fun.
Well, it was never in Manhattan either. They were only in Manhattan for like 2 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. It was the first horror movie I ever really watched. Cool. As a kid, my friend happened to have a VHS copy of it, and he brought it to a sleepover, and we watched it, and I mean, I loved it. Him punching the kid's head off on the roof was freaking classic. But,
the boxer, right? Yeah.
I mean, it scared the living hell out of me, and I literally spent the rest of that night looking at my window, expecting to see a hockey mask pop up in it.
Wow. Yeah.
Like I had to be like 8, 9 years old when I saw it, but I mean, it's just so. That's why it's my favorite, because it's my first introduction to horror movies, and it kept me out of horror movies for a good 20 years until I started watching horror movies finally.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have a horror movie tournament coming up. We do that every October too, so there'll be some fun ones in the mix there.
We do horror movie brackets on my podcast regularly.
Oh, you do? All right, I gotta be checking that out then.
So Eddie, we go into like we had a little debate. Oscars often spark debates. What's like a film that you think was robbed of a Best Picture win, and which winner that year would you have bumped to give it to the trophy?
For me?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's asking you because I would have to look up the list to freaking even have that in mind.
Yeah. So there's this always comes up. There's certain films that are like bullet points for this. A famous one is a movie we just covered in Dances with Wolves. That be Goodfellas. So that always gets heat on it because people love Goodfellas as a beloved film. And how did that not win? The Forrest Gump year and Pulp Fiction. There's also Shawshank Redemption in the mix there. Shawshank Redemption is it's my favorite film. So that's a hot button year. People argue about that. The other one is King's Speech beat Social Network. So that's another one that people will often go to. I'm personally like kind of okay with a lot of those. There's a recent one that kind of bugs me a little bit, and I'm gonna out myself a little bit with this, but I thought Top Gun Maverick should have won Best Picture a couple years ago.
Really?
To Everything Everywhere All at Once, and man, I loved Top Maverick. I just thought it was
how disappointed Jeremy is right now.
I just watched the first Top Gun a couple years ago for the first time, and I freaking hated it with a passion. I cannot sit through a second one. I'm sorry, but
very different films. So like one is an
right.
80s schlock.
Yeah.
This is a modern deal. I mean, you can totally watch one without the other.
I'll have to watch the second one then, I guess. But Kieran, to answer your question, to clarify, it's 115 werewolf movies in this bracket, so it's multiple parts. But in the first part we did, Werewolf of London won by beating out Big Bad Wolf. So a 1935 movie beat out a 2006 movie.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And then this question is going to be for both of you, and it doesn't have to be just pop culture related, but I love asking people their hot takes, and I usually give the same one, and I'll give it to you because you're big into movies. I think my hot take is always, I think Godfather is overrated.
Ooh, that is a hot take coming from Staten Island. That is a real hot take.
Yeah, I actually talked on the last episode where I feel like it was. I didn't like it so much because I don't remember fully watching the movie. I just remember seeing it as a kid.
Okay, if you haven't watched Godfather at least 10 times in your life, you're on a horrible path in life, and you need to readjust.
You're not a real American.
Two, The Godfather is one of the best damn movies ever made. I swear to you. I really think I need to go find you in Staten Island, get a little rowboat, and take you out into the middle of a lake somewhere.
Yeah, I've been to it.
Or just sit him down and watch the trilogy with him again, or the first two of the trilogy at least.
So
my idea is more fun.
So Kieran, what's your hot take that kind of like sparks debates or gets people like looking at you funny?
All right.
Well, I'll stick on the same theme here, and I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but I think Godfather 2 is a better film than Godfather 1. I don't know how hot
I've heard that. I don't think that's too hot. Like I've actually seen a movie where they actually said that. Like sequels are usually the bad, but Godfather 2 is probably the best sequel.
You're not the first podcaster I've met to have that opinion, and I rewatched 2 for a podcast a couple years ago because I seen the first and third one more times than I can count, but the second one I never really watched that often. And the story of a young Vito Corleone, like first coming up, is kind of awesome. I mean, Robert De Niro playing it and everything is kind of like freaking. I don't think it's as good as the first one. I don't. The first one, to me, is more nostalgia. I've watched it so many times. I know I can do scene by scene on it. I mean, that's just how good a movie it is. All right, you want a hot take? I'll give you a freaking hot take that gets everybody furious. Every podcast I'm on, I talk about it.
Let's go.
I think Spaceballs and Princess Bride are the worst movies ever made.
Are you sure you're from the 80s, bro?
I am a massive Star Wars fan, so I paid Spaceballs from a young age because I freaking hate that it makes fun of Star Wars and Aliens, which are two of the best space movies ever. And Princess Bride is just freaking horrible. I never saw it, and they made me watch it for a podcast. I'm like, this movie is so fucking boring after like the first 10 minutes.
I will say Princess Bride, it needs a little bit, it's very nostalgia based. People remember seeing it, love it. But I didn't see it, so when I did see it, I'm Don Antonia, I'm going to kill my father. It's the only thing I think of when the movie, but Spaceballs? Like, you can't even hear me now. You can't even hear my disappointment.
It's definitely a nostalgia thing, I think. Princess Bride, to me, as watching it in my 30s, it just, like, after Andre the Giant and the little short bald guy, like, after they get off, like, the movie just starts sucking. They're the best.
That's not. I don't fully disagree with that. I do think the movie kind of does tail off there on the third act. We actually covered that 1 hour rom-com tournament, so we have a full episode on Princess Bride, and it's not really a movie I grew up with. I think I saw it maybe once in college, and so covering it was kind of covering it with new eyes. I could see how someone might not be totally into that, and Spaceballs isn't really for me either. Like I'm not. The Mel Brooks stuff just isn't. It just doesn't meet my sensibilities all that much. I don't dislike them or anything, but it's just not. I'm not really cracking up and smiling at that stuff.
I mean, here's the ironicness, though. I freaking love Mel Brooks right there next to Kevin Smith in my top directors of all time. Like,
wow. Okay, but that's kind of lower end of him based on his. I think his fans usually would agree with that.
I mean, it's Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein are two of the best movies ever made. Like. And he's done so many other great
producers.
Ones too,
he's producers too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The 2006 producers. I freaking love that movie.
I think he did the original one too.
I have not seen the original. I am hesitant.
Gene Wilder and
I mean, it's Gene Wilder, but still, I'm hesitant to because it's not Nathan Lane, and Nathan Lane makes the movie because of how flamboyant he is.
Yeah,
I like
Love Nathan Lane.
I liked him in we had him in The Lion King, and I liked him as a guest host on a guest star on Modern Family. I used to love
he's
him
great. Pepper. Yeah, Pepper in Modern Family. And Birdcage, too. That was great.
Thank you. I was just going to say, I'm like, Birdcage? Hello? Yeah. Like, Birdcage.
Well, Birdcage came out. I was like, I guess 13, so I wasn't, my mom wasn't, it was not something like, oh, I'm going to take you to see that movie, or I'm going to get you that movie at Blockbuster. So it was just never something I got into. But I've seen like bits and pieces of it now. It definitely hits on some funny. How could you not be happy with God rest his soul, Rob Williams. Yeah. So
I mean, it's amazing, and Nathan Lane on the Gilded Age lately has been giving me much joy. So I will say that.
So we're gonna switch up the speed a little bit. We're gonna head over to Jeremy. Now, you do paranormal stories, so we're gonna switch it over. What's the wildest paranormal story you ever come across? And is there any personal spooky experiences that made you a true believer?
Which answer you want first?
What's the wildest paranormal story? Yeah.
I mean, okay. The craziest thing I've been told on my podcast, and this is 300 plus episodes, so I've been told a lot of paranormal stories in my time. But the craziest one I've heard on my podcast is from a woman whose father and husband were both military men, and her father told her about a time during World War II when there were, and bear with me here because I was speechless for about 3 minutes after she told me this, but there were Velociraptor appearing extraterrestrials fighting in World War II on this ship in the middle of the ocean for both sides. Like I literally couldn't come up with something to say for a good 3 minutes after that. I left it in there because I wanted my like shock to be in the show, but it's
so how like we are like what?
I just couldn't stop like being like like it was just one of the craziest things I've ever heard, but also based on everything else I've heard from her and other people, it's not totally unbelievable. So that's kind of the craziest part.
Well, that sounds like a sci-fi network original movie.
Yeah, there. Like a reimagining of World War II through the alien guys.
I have a theory that sci-fi actually gets a lot of its ideas from government people.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that. Even with the cell phone from Star Trek.
Make it seem more unbelievable so people don't believe the truth.
Actually, yeah, a lot of people said that what is that movie? Fifth Contact. What is it?
Fifth Element.
No, Steven Spielberg's movie.
Contact.
Close Encounters of
the Kind.
Yeah, they said someone came on one of those shows and was talking about how like he nailed it, and that there's a theory that he got intel on to make that movie to make it easier for us down the line to be acceptable to some kind of aliens dropping down.
And I will say that also, I've heard on good authority that Predator movies are based on real government secrets as well. But
I'm okay with that. They suck at the Predators never kill anything.
But yeah, I mean, I 100% believe in extraterrestrials. I can go out my backyard any night of the week and see things that are not identifiable in the sky. So I 100% believe in extraterrestrials, ultra-terrestrials, whatever you want to call them nowadays. There's too much proof. There's
outer
too much
space or underwater. Do you think they come from outer space or underwater?
Either or both, really. I mean, because they're mainly ultra-terrestrial, so they come from different dimensions. So they're wormholes, basically, and they just create one wherever they want to create one. If they want to come out of the water, they come out of the water. If they want to come from space, they come from space.
You'd be surprised how many ancient stories actually have creatures coming out from the ocean, giants coming from the water, and like starting things in the area.
I mean, I 100% believe there are some that are just pure extraterrestrial. There's definitely some in our solar system that are in our solar system on a regular basis, and I believe that those ones do hold up to the old 1940s Roswell type of crashes, where they are actually already in our dimension and in our solar system, and they just crashed on Earth. Like those type of do exist, I believe, still to this day.
What about Kieran? Is a UFO thing in UK as big as it is here in the UK?
I've never been to the UK. So
why did I say that? You're thinking,
yeah,
I'm
from Long Island, man. I'm not many miles away from you.
It's your name. I thought you were UK. Oh man.
Yeah, no, I mean, but my name is Irish. It's from it's from my Irish roots. But no, so I'm in the middle of it where I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe, and I'm not going to sit here and say I'm like locked in. I'm kind of in the middle. I have so many problems and issues to deal with in my day-to-day life with the actual people in front of me or the occupants of the earth that I'm trying to work through them first. So if if the day comes that it's here they are, the aliens are here, I won't be surprised. But I just guess maybe I don't get too wrapped up in it personally. Now I do. One of our co-hosts. It's funny because now with paranormal, you I guess you cover not just like extraterrestrial, but also
ghost cryptids,
like ghosts and whatnot. That too.
We typically cover. I mean, we don't really do topic-based episodes. My episodes are all interview-based and are basically on whatever my guest does. That's usually what it's based around. Do we get into Bigfoot a lot? Oh hell yeah!
But do you do like ghost stories and that type of stuff?
Oh, I've talked to so many paranormal investigators and mediums and people who have ghost experiences that would blow your mind. I mean,
yeah. So like we have a co-host at Best Picture Cast who is like, he's very into the whole alien extraterrestrial thing. He's like, it's at this point, it's like, it's pretty much proven at this point. And like, he's like very locked into that, but he is like adamant that like ghost paranormal stuff does not exist. Like, so, which is funny that he's so polarized with it. But I've had my own experience. I went to Fordham University in the Bronx and a very old campus. And one of my dorms it used to be a morgue. And I've had a couple of experiences that, after doing a little investigating, really line up with a litany of people who've stayed at the same dorm. So little stuff like that, I would say I'm a little more of a, if you want to call, quote unquote, believer. I'm a huge fan of the X-Files. There's that.
I was going to say, I see it behind you.
Yeah, right there. I got the VHSs. I got the DVDs. I have rewatched the series quite a bit. I'm just finally watching like the later seasons that like Mulder and Scully aren't in. I've never like brought myself to that. So
Annabeth Gish and
Robert Patrick. Yeah.
Who is now a Peacemaker, which I freaking love. But I was when I watched that whole series back in 2012, 2013 when it first got put on Netflix, and I fell in love with it. I already loved Danger Covenant because of Californication, but I fell in love with that series and like we do Paranormal Prime Time every week on my show. Right now, we started with Supernatural because we were both huge Supernatural fans. But I mean, how could you not do Supernatural? It's literally the best paranormal show of all time. But I already told them like once we get done Supernatural in a couple of years, we're doing X-Files episode by. So I'll reach out when that time comes.
Please do, man.
I want to join us.
I grew up with it. I watched it when I was in like third grade. We started watching them like every Friday night on Fox. So that's like that's an early core nostalgic memory for me.
It is for me too, but for different reasons. I used to watch. It used to be on Sunday nights when I knew what it was, and I used to watch Animation Domination always. Simpsons, King of the Hill, and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah!
And X-Files would come on at 9. As soon as that theme music hit, I would turn off the TV and be like, "Nope." That theme music scared the shit out of me.
It was scary, man. Yeah, and I think I watched Briscoe County Jr., which was a Bruce Campbell like Western show that I was really into. It only lasted like a season or two, and X-Files was always on right after it. And this is probably like season 1 or 2 of the X-Files.
Yeah,
and I would be terrified. Finally, like got like pressured into watching it, and then just me and my little brother would just roll with it.
Once you get past the theme music, it's not really scary at all. It's just
depending on the episode. Some of the episodes are pretty terrifying when you're 10. But
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, Supernatural. I don't know. I think if I watched Supernatural at a younger age too, it would have freaked me out probably. But I waited till I got older to watch that till my friend got me into it, and I was like, okay, this show's amazing.
So since you brought up, you talk about music, you've been throwing down some epic music polls on X. Bon Jovi versus Alice in Chains. That was like a real banger. If you had to pick one band to haunt you for eternity, who's it going to be and why?
To haunt me for eternity, or just to play forever?
Well, they're gonna haunt you by playing forever.
I'm okay. Well, but am I doing it for pleasure or to be really haunted? Because I have different options there.
That's whatever you feel to answer.
Okay, if I'm doing it for pleasure, then let's have. Well, actually, okay. Right now, I would say let's have Lord of the Lost play nonstop. I could listen to Lord of the Lost all day, but that's a newfound love though. If I'm actually going to be haunted by it, then God, just keep it to 90s pop and put on freaking Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys all day. Like that.
let NSYNC haunt you all the as you go.
Bye bye bye.
Oh, man.
Just hear every 5 seconds. Everybody.
that could be haunting. I could see that. I'm a big Metallica guy, man. That's always my answer if it's an island. Desert island.
You're about to hate me, but I think they're one of the most overrated bands in history.
I mean, listen. I when you're a fan of something like Metallica, you know that you're gonna be the brunt of a lot of people's opinions.
I ain't gonna say I hate them. Their music's fucking amazing, but it's just I can't do them every day. I can't do them every week. Even it's just when their songs, if they're in a bracket we're doing for music, I'll listen to that song or the couple songs that are in there for them.
Yeah. You're lucky you can even answer that question because I don't even know because my co-host Blue controls the music. Like I never get to and I don't hate her music either. And she has an eclectic, so it's a lot of different stuff. But I feel I'm just gonna get haunted by EDM music, like my whole everything.
I mean, your guys' theme song for this type of show should be Lord of the Lost. Leave your hate in the comments.
Yeah.
It's basically a podcaster theme song.
So you also have some great Star Wars picks on X that got really a lot of fans buzzing. If you could join the Force as a Jedi or a Sith, which side are you rolling with? And I know the Sith normally gets red, but if you're gonna pick red, Sith, you don't have to pick red. What color is your lightsaber?
I mean, I would probably be a Sith. I'm not gonna lie. I'd 100% be a Sith. The Force choke has always got me. I always wanted the Force choke, but and my lightsaber would be red, man. I'm classic like that. I want the red. Like that's been every video game I ever played for Star Wars. It's always been a red lightsaber as soon as I can unlock it.
Oh, so you played what was that? Force Unwakened, which was a great game. So love that game.
I played Force Unleashed back in the day.
And Force Unleashed. I don't know why I said Awakened. Force Unleashed.
You're thinking of the movie, but Force Unleashed. I love that game back in the day. I had the first one on Wii, so you had like the joystick and the Force, and the joystick was the remote was your lightsaber, and the joystick was your Force powers. The choke, you held it upside down. It was freaking awesome. It was so real. It was so real. My mom used to walk by my room and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Like, die, choke out, die." Are you a fan?
I'm like choking stormtroopers.
Kieran, are you a fan of Star Wars?
I would say that I'm a casual fan of Star Wars. I did grow up with the 70s trilogy, 70s, 80s trilogy, and the fan as a kid. And I saw the 90s, 2000s ones in theaters when they came out. I have only seen The Force Awakens out of the new ones, though. I'm planning this fall. Going to be doing a full rewatch of all of them. I'm OG. Like A New Hope would be my favorite of them. And if I had to pick my role in the whole battle, I think I would be like the bartender at the cantina.
You would be involved.
I don't know if I'd be really picking sides. Everybody's dollar works for me. You'd break up a lot of fights there. Maybe I'd be like at the dive bar down the road, where they'll go. It's a little quieter than the cantina, but
you'd be at the Mos Espa cantina, not the Mos Eisley cantina. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no spaceport. It's a little quieter.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
He'd be the guy that just sits there all day, like, play that song one more time. I see. Okay, was New Hope the first Star Wars movie you saw? That's what I got to ask.
No, the first Star Wars movie I saw was Return of the Jedi.
See, same
that was
thing.
The one I grew up on.
My dad had the golden VHS triple set, and he put Return of the Jedi in one day. Only Star Wars movie he ever watched with me the first time, and he put it in. And as soon as I saw the Jabba's palace scene, that was always my favorite of the original trilogy.
Same here. And I have a special place in my heart that I know it gets a lot of shit from people, especially like the Ewok section. But I'll always have a special place for Heart, the movie I love.
As Neil Patrick Harris said in How I Met Your Mother, the Ewok line. If she was born after 1993, she thinks Ewoks are not cute and she's not worthy of dating.
All right. So keep with the color in Star Wars. What was C-3PO's colored leg? What color was his leg?
Gold originally, and then eventually red.
No, red. It was never red. Google it right now. Google it right now.
Yes, it was.
Google it right now.
Empire Strikes Back. It was
Google
red
right now. I look for an orange leg. It's orange red, but I can't. I find it's silver now. I swear to God, it's silver now. It's one of those Mandela effects. I remember a reddish orange color, but it's only silver now. And I had pictures. I had a picture of the red leg from like a Topps car a year or two because I was going to do it on May 5th. I was going to do a Star Wars episode, and I was like, nah, I'll do something else. And then I was like, you know what? Let me do it this year. And I looked it up, and I couldn't find anything about C-3PO having a red orange leg.
Okay, apparently it is a Mandela effect thing. Holy crap. I did not know that. And I've done episodes on Mandela effects too. Like, that's insane. Like, I never knew that.
I like, if you look up now, they say it's silver, but originally it was copper. It was like not gold, it's supposed to be like a brownish color, and that's why people think they got confused. Maybe their quality of screen was bad, so it came off like a different color.
Blame George Lucas. Yeah,
he changes everything.
He keeps changing it. He keeps changing everything, and he doesn't tell people.
So if you could summon the spirit of any rock legend for a podcast episode, who's sitting down with you, and what's the one question you're dying to ask them? You, Jeremy. So that's your music.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Because we had one just recently passed away. Would it be him or would it be somebody else?
Ozzy.
I mean, Ozzy came to mind immediately, but I'm like, nah. Because honestly, I don't have too much to ask him. If I could bring back anyone to ask questions to, Little Richard, because he was the power bottom, and I want to hear all his crazy Hollywood sex stories.
The only song I really know him from is the Magic School Bus.
You never heard Long Tall Sally?
I heard of some I've heard of some of his songs, but the one that I remember the most is Out on the Magic School Bus.
He's go back to Predator. That's the opening of Predator on the helicopter coming down.
Long Tall
baby.
Get to the chopper.
I mean,
Richard lost me when he lip synced the America the Beautiful at WrestleMania 10 at the Garden. That lost me a little bit.
Long Tall Sally and Fruity Tooty are two of the best songs ever made. And I mean, Long Tall Sally is amazing. About his freaking uncle cheating on his wife constantly. Yeah. Uncle was a ball his Sally down in the alley. Saw his wife coming, so he ran. Freaking classic. Like,
yeah, it's great.
Is there anything specifically about them you wanted to know?
I mean, I just want to ask him about his freaking sex history because I want to hear all the guys. He brought so many music acts over from Europe to America, like in his time.
But you think he banged them all?
He banged some. He banged some of them, and I want to hear him and Freddie Mercury ever got a little thing going.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, so we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to go to a fun game. There's going to be 10 movies that won, air quote, Academy Awards, and then they're really obscured. 5 of them are going to be real, 5 are fake. These are for both you and Jeremy and Kieran. So just, I'm going to say the name, the year, and a little description of it, and then you let me know if it's a real movie that won or not. You ready?
Ready to roll.
Go.
All right. The Trip to Bountiful, 1985, a heartfelt drama about elderly woman escaping her stifling family life for one last journey home.
Fake. I feel like I would have heard of that.
The Trip
85?
to Bountiful, yes.
And you're not saying what it was up for. You're just saying it was just up. It was just nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah, they're going to be really obscured.
Okay, A Trip to Bountiful, I think is real.
Do you think it won an Academy Award for anything? Well, I guess what I said earlier was
are these wins or nominees? They were nominated
wins.
Or they won? Or
they're going to be wins. 5 real. 5 of them are just going to be made up. I'm just going to make up the name.
Yeah, you can made up completely. All right, I'll say it did win some weird like set design or something.
Actually, it did. Let me pull up where I had that information.
That was a guess. To be fair, I didn't. I was flipping the coin a little bit on that one. That's a great one to start with.
It was real. It was won Best Actress for Geraldine Page.
Oh,
Geraldine Page, yeah.
I felt like it was in the 80s. I would have heard of at least mention of it, but okay.
You could Google it.
I don't want to.
A major award too, Best Actress. Damn.
Yeah.
But all right, 1 for 1.
All right. Next one, Zong Bro, 2009, quirky comedy about a young inventor in rural China who builds absurd gadgets to impress his crush.
2009. I'm going to say that's fake.
I feel like I've heard of that though. I feel like I've heard rare references of it. So I'm gonna say real. I might take a 0-2 on this, but I'm gonna say real.
It's a fake movie.
It sounds like another movie then. It sounds like a movie I've heard a description of that sounds similar.
Well done.
All right, next one. Echoes of the Forgotten, 1997, a philosophical thriller about a detective haunted by the unsolved cases of missing children in a small town.
Ooh, that sounds like could be so real, but also could be so fake. Echoes of the Forgotten.
Such a great name. If that's not a movie, that should be a movie. That's a great name.
I'm going to say fake just because in 97, I don't see them nominating a paranormal.
Yeah.
They were very stuffy in 97. That's like a Titanic year.
Yeah, I agree with him. That's like, there were so many good movies in 97 that wouldn't have got nominated regardless.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's not real.
You got some spec scripts you should be getting out here, though. That's pretty good. I like that. Getting some good ideas.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying those coming up with those movies. Those are two good movie ideas.
I know.
Get them out there.
Those are movies that should be made.
Yeah. This is all done by AI. It came up with all those.
Oh, I thought you crafted that yourself. I'm like, damn, dude. You should
go. I got too much work to do.
He's humble enough not to take credit for shit. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Totally.
I'd be taking credit for that shit.
I wish. You know how much work I would have to put into if I did this all by myself?
I was impressed.
I mean, honestly,
I'm gonna edit that out. I totally did it myself. It took me like 3 hours to figure this all out, research everything.
I mean, you could just took Rob Schneider and put him in a movie in the 90s, and it sounds believable. But yeah,
Rob Schneider is the stapler.
Okay, you do South Park. You do the South Park reference.
Classic South Park. Yep.
Derpy.
They took out jobs. The next one is The Last Command. A silent era tale of a faded Russian general reduced to playing himself in Hollywood films.
I want to say that's real, just because I don't know 20s movies for anything besides like a few obscure horror movies, and other than that, like that sounds like something that would be real back in the 20s.
Last Command sounds familiar. That premise seems like something they do. Maybe. I mean, it's so early, 1928. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say it's real.
It is real. It won Best Actor for Emil Jennings.
The great Emil Jennings, of course. I never did know that. No.
I never heard of him, but it sounds like a legit movie. So
yeah, cool.
Neptune's Fury, 2012, an epic underwater adventure following marine biologists battling mythical sea creatures in the deep ocean.
Fake, because in 2012 I would have saw that if it was real.
Yeah, and 2012 is very thin year, so that would have popped up. 2011, 2012. Yeah, no, fake.
It's fake.
And 2012 was Avengers year, so come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I can't believe it's been 13 years when it came out already. Jesus.
I know. I saw that in theaters twice.
Out of Africa, 1985, a sweeping romance set in colonial Kenya based on the life of author Karen Blixen.
That's real. I've heard of that.
I believe I have the VHS over here somewhere.
Oh,
I might have to dig through it a bit, but yes, Out of Africa is absolutely real. We have an episode on it. It's a wonderful movie.
Could you guess what they won? Oh, okay. You got Sidney Pollack won Best Director.
Yep.
And actually won Best Picture, I believe, right?
Best Picture, yep.
And
Best
a couple
Picture,
more, actually.
And then it stars Meryl Streep, Robert Redford.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. It's famous.
Sweeping epic romance.
All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 left, I believe. Tom Jones, 1963, a bawdy, picaresque adaptation of the classic novel about a roguish young man's amorous adventures in 18th century England.
Sounds fake. I would have heard that name if it was a famous thing.
I'll tell you, it is very real, and it is probably my least favorite Best Picture winner. It is a terrible movie. And we have an episode on it, and it may be my least favorite Best Picture winner of all of them. 63, I think.
63. And it won
famously
best,
was, I think, the last
director.
movie Kennedy saw before he was assassinated.
Oh, that
He might have called the assassination upon himself.
I was going to say, I can see why, because that sounds horrible.
All right. Good. Actually, you've been doing great so far. We got some of these really obscure ones, and they actually they won much more than just those two. All right. Whispers in the Willow, 1974, a folk horror story of a village cursed by ancient tree spirits that come alive during the harvest festival.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of that, so I want to say it's real.
I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna go fake just because like 70s is so like counterculture. I feel like that's kind of ghost paranormal movie.
I mean,
doesn't fit the bill.
It's Exorcist time though, so maybe.
True, and that would be a year or so after. I'm gonna still go fake on this one.
It's fake.
Ooh.
All right, we got two more.
That sounds like a good movie.
It does. I mean, yeah, these are good ideas here.
All you got to do is go to AI, just like, hey, write me a story, and then eventually you put it into AI, and it'll make the movie for you with actors, whoever you want to play in it. Like you want Brad Pitt to be the star, whatever you get, whoever you want. We got the Crimson Veil. Veil? How do you pronounce that? Veil?
How do you spell it?
Veil. Veil. But it's Veil.
Yeah, that's a veil. The veil.
Crimson Veil. Yeah.
Crimson Veil, 1988, a gothic mystery involving a secret society of artists who paint prophetic visions of death.
God, that sounds like such a late 80s movie, too.
It does, but I don't see it being nominated for anything, so I'm going to say fake.
Man, I'm gonna break my streak here and get this one wrong, but I'm going to say it's real.
It's fake.
Damn it.
Fine.
You got me on one. Yeah. That sounds so 1988, though. It really does.
It does.
Got that Batman vibe.
For shit.
All right, we got last one.
Damn.
So Go My Way. It's 1944. It's a warm musical comedy drama about a young priest. Someone else say that word for me. What word am I trying
Revitalizing.
A struggling New York parish. True? Is it real or fake?
I think it's real. I've heard of that.
It is definitely real. A Best Picture winner. One of our early episodes starring the great Bing Crosby. He wins Best Actor. And Barry Fitzgerald wins Supporting Actor. He's nominated for Lead Actor and Supporting Actor for the same role, wins Supporting Actor. And then after that, they make the rule that you're either supporting or you're lead. You can't do it so
he's the reason why they came up that rule?
Yeah, that was the year they said, all right, you can't do this anymore.
Antarctica is very weird, Kieran. Do you know when we discovered Antarctica?
Wow. I would say maybe like late 1800s. Is that crazy?
1820.
Yeah,
early.
I was gonna say we discovered the North Pole in the late 1700s, so it had to be discovered in like the late 1700s, early 1800s.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that far off.
The whole world found out about Antarctica in 1820 when they found it, and then they started putting on the maps. Did you know that there's a map from the 1500s called the Reese-Pierce map that shows Antarctica in its right spot with its coastline? And the only thing that's different is there's no ice on it. There's trees and vegetation and animals.
Yep, because it wasn't frozen yet. Yeah.
Yep. And so the guy who made it, Peter Reese, actually said that he based his map in the early 1500s too. I think it was like 1515 or something like that. He did his on older maps, like ancient Egyptian, ancient Greek. So he took old maps and made perfectly aligned Antarctica, like the outline of what it looks like and everything. I don't understand how they can even do that.
Ancient cultures sailed the world. Whether we want to believe it or not, ancient cultures sailed the world. Vikings definitely did. The Chinese did at certain points, and Europeans were like kind of the last to get on this. I mean, Africans sailed the world too, like to some degree.
Yeah, if you go back in all ancient tales or stories or even religion myths, there's ones that always overlap. The flood, the giants, somebody coming here from the sky to help us start civilization.
And I mean, don't forget dragons. They're in every mythology.
Oh yeah, you're right.
history.
Dragons are every Asia, Europe, South America, India.
They're in the Bible. They're in the Bible.
Is that crazy? Like I don't. It's my. Why don't people ask questions about this?
I believe they are mentioned 21 times in the Bible.
Would you think that could be like people finding dinosaur bones or something, and then maybe coming up with it from there?
No, because dinosaurs were in the Bible too, but not described the same way as dragons. There are paintings up to like the 1400s of people that are supposed to be like actually portraits of people of like armies and whatnot, and there's people riding dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Which explain that. Nobody can explain that, because I mean, it's supposed to be I mean, it's. There's still living dinosaurs there for God's sake.
There's actually some ancient walls that have carvings of like a Brontosaurus, not bones of a Brontosaurus, but like the outline of what it would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like one of those things. It's like, why don't nobody ask what's going on? Like, I don't know. I love stuff like this because it melts my brain.
You're not gonna get an answer. That's why they don't ask what's going on, because you're not gonna get an answer that anybody asks. The only place that has the true history of the Earth is the Vatican, and we won't find it unless it's the apocalypse, and we go in and we get to go see what's in their basement. And now, folks, we are going to end today's show with our musical guest, Kieran Ellis.
So throw out the roses and drop your crinoline underneath the cover of another's wing. You'll do anything. You'll do anything. You'll do anything for love.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in the Right Now show. This is how it's going to be moving forward. We're going to do some great interviews with new podcasts so we can learn some about new, because I didn't know anything about Kieran, and I didn't realize you knew so much. Like now, at least I know if I want to know movie stuff, I go to Kieran and his friends. And if I want paranormal stuff, I go to Jeremy and his friends.
Yeah, thanks so much, man, for having me. I had a great time talking with you guys. I learned quite a bit myself here. Best Picture
come
cast,
on the show again.
When we cover, what's that?
I said you'd never come on the show again.
Oh no, man! I'm like I said,
they talk about aliens the whole time.
Any kind of banter is good banter for me. So Best Picture Cast is the podcast. We are getting to the end of our list of Best Picture winners. I believe we just did our 85th winner, and there's only about, as it stands, 97. So we got a handful left here. Follow us on Twitter X at Best Picture Cast. That's where we do our little like seasonal tournaments and figure out what we're going to cover. We're doing our bad movie one right now. We will have our horror movie tournament coming up in October. That's always going to be fun. Just check us out there. We're hosted by Captivate. They're real good dudes. They're from England, by the way. So they can tell you about all the stuff going on over there. But it's Best Picture Cast, and we interact well. So like if you just want to DM us, reach out to us. If you have your own thoughts or your own ideas, we'd love to interact. So Best Picture Cast, check us out wherever you get your podcasts.
I could say personally, that's why you're on the show. You're very good at answering your messages. Are you doing the poll next month?
We're still. I think you have me on the poll next month, right?
All right, we're doing 128 teams next month. It's going to be 4v, like it's 1v1 for 1v1 until like the finals. Because if you can't beat 3 other podcasts out, then you're not the best one of the group. So like I know people want a one-on-one more, but I think it just makes it quicker too, because these last for so long.
I hear you. Yeah, vote Best Picture Cast and vote for Jeremy's podcast too.
You put me against DJ Scoop. Come on now. There's no way I was winning that.
What, DJ Scoop? He doesn't have that much of a following. But I will tell you what, I'm changing it up.
I'm in his damn podcast network. He has a huge following.
Well, so I will say too, I highly recommend, man, just Give The Godfather like an adult watch. Like sit down, pick a weekend, be like, you know what? I'm unplugging. I'm putting my phone away. Let me give The Godfather a chance here. I think you'll come around on it. I don't think it's like one of these things where either you like it or you don't. I think if you let it soak in, you get through the wedding, realize why the wedding's important, all that, then you'll let it wash over you. I think you'll come back and be like, you know what? Thanks for that, because I did appreciate it.
I think I'll agree with you, because there are some movies that are more serious that I get into, but my movie tastes are very weird. I like Secret of the Ooze better than the original Ninja Turtle. I like Die Hard 3 better than all of them.
I agree with that.
I like, Mean Girls is my guilty pleasure. I watch Mean Girls every year. Yeah. Tell us where we can find you, because you have a couple podcasts, don't you? You're not on just one.
Oh God, yeah. You can find me on Paranormal New Normal, Maniacal Music Musings, or The Asylum with Harley and Joker. All of them are on YouTube. The best place to find them all. You can see every episode that's ever been done on YouTube. Spotify, if you switch podcatchers. Yeah. But I do got to bounce. I got to baby take care of. So
no worries. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. As always, check on yourself, check on your friends, and everyone deserves love, especially you. Good night, everybody. You can't leave it to say goodbye, Jeremy, though. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Hit that stop record button. Oh, no, it wasn't recording. Roger.
Yeah.